All right, y'all. Welcome to another episode of the Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back. I was gonna say Jews and gents, but that's not right. What do you say, guys and dolls?
Jesus was a Jew, right?
Yeah, we are Gentiles.
That's
yep.
right.
So I guess we'll do Jews and gents.
Okay. This mic is really getting on my nerves today. I might just hold this in my hand because it wants to be very extra today.
Tighten it up.
Well, I tried to, but I don't want to over tighten it and then break it. I think it's just my mic is just very heavy. Oh, there we go. Okay, we're good now. Okay. All right, so how was your week this past week?
Oh, boy. Here's the thing. I've never been against a 3-day weekend. I would like to make it formally known right now that if anyone's asking, I'm for a 3-day weekend.
Okay.
So when I have a 1-day weekend, and it's not even on a weekend day.
Yeah.
It doesn't sit right with my soul. And it really just puts me on a bad path for the rest of the week.
Can you put your mic up like
no. Here?
Remember that your mic is not there. That it's
like that?
because this is the part you speak into, not that.
Does that sound better for you?
Yes, much better. There we go. Yeah.
Anyway, I hate 1-day weekends. I hate working the weekend. I hate when they push my weekend day to the week, and I'm tired. I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's just too damn bad.
That's fine, I guess. I was in COVID again. I've been in the COVID unit probably 3 out of 4 weeks, it feels like. I'm there almost every other week.
I really do feel like you are.
Doesn't it feel like I'm there a
definitely
shit ton? Yeah, and
definitely.
my back, it ain't right. They're putting everyone on sand beds. No one's doing anything.
Yeah.
It's a very sad time to have COVID.
Yeah, it definitely sucks. Healthcare sucks. Everything about it.
Yeah, other than that, I'm fucking rocking and rolling. I'm trying to buy a house, which is fucking stressful, but what's new?
Yeah. Well, at least they accepted your offer, so that's a good thing.
They did accept my offer. Yeah. Well, it's a tough market to crack, y'all.
Yeah, it definitely is. This market. I'm just glad that I bought my house way before.
Yeah, this is like the singular worst time to buy a house since 2008. And I was like, you know what I'm going to do this year?
Buy a house.
Buy a house.
Yeah. Definitely bad.
Wouldn't recommend it, but like sometimes you just got to spread your wings and fly, and that's what I'm doing. I just like to make things as difficult as humanly possible.
I really think you do.
I do. It's more fun for me. I like to complain, so it's great. I'm living it up.
That's awesome. It's great content for the podcast. That's all that matters.
That's why I do it. Yeah. How was your week?
My week was it was okay. The only problem was I worked 11 days straight, which I continued to tell myself that I'm not going to do that again, but I took off the wrong day.
Yikes.
And I was supposed to take off Wednesday to get my MRI results back, but then like an idiot, I ended up taking off Friday because I was like, it's Juneteenth, bitch, and I'm gonna stand in solidarity, and I'm out. Exactly. So I did the wrong thing, but it's okay. So yeah, my student and I, we weathered the storm for the past 11 days, and then I had a 3-day weekend. So that was amazing.
Do you remember when we used to do that all the time? It was like the norm to work your week, work the weekend, work through the next week. We never, because the check was
amazing,
banging.
Absolutely, yeah. Them shift differentials.
And every time we're like, well, we'll never do. Actually, there was like a 3-month period where I was like, it's not that bad. I don't know why everyone's complaining. Fine. Now I'm like, I'll never do it again.
No, yeah, that was horrible. And I was supposed to get a massage by my wonderful massage therapist on Saturday, but because my back was tweaking and this one patient passed out on a freaking bedside commode, so I had to sumo wrestler her ass back onto the bed. So it really messed me up and messed my back up. So I went to him on Friday as opposed to Saturday, and he was rubbing on my cheeks. Rubbing on my cheeks. But yeah, so. Yeah, so I mean, I got my booty rubbed on for a little bit, and it was great. It was a great massage, and yeah, I was able to get a lot of stuff done around the house, and
it's nice to have a weekday off.
Yeah, it really is.
As much as I just complained about working the weekend.
Yeah, I also got my test results back. Well, not test results.
You're positive?
No, I'm positively amazing. But no, I got my MRI results back, so I won't say what they are on the air for fear of retaliation. Just depending on who's listening to this, but the reality is I don't need surgery, which is great. So
that's good. Woo!
Fleming does not need surgery. Woo-hoo.
No infection for you.
I'm not infected. You said infection?
Yeah.
No, I don't have infection.
You don't get back surgery and then it gets infected?
No.
Does that not happen to regular people?
No. That happens to a lot of people, but it ain't gonna happen to me.
Yeah, I prayed it.
Definitely ain't gonna happen to me. All right, so while we're recording this today, we have to give a special shout out to all fathers out there. Today is June the 20th, 2021.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to all those fathers, mothers. I don't care if you were like a father figure, this is not your day. Sit the fuck down. Okay.
Anyone who teaches someone how to change a tire, throw a ball, some hood rat shit.
Yeah.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day. My father unfortunately passed away. This year is now 6 years that my dad passed away. We usually just used to get him like, first of all, fathers are really discriminated against. And I think it's so unfair because Mother's Day, they have all these cards and all these gifts and all this stuff. And then Father's Day, you're just like, get your dad some draws here at Sears. That's literally what we used to do. Get your dad some tools. Yeah, get him some tools. He wants a tool or he wants a truck or something. So we used to always get my dad like wife beaters and like slacks and stuff like that. So it was never like a real gift. Like, what do you want, Dad? And he's like, I mean, y'all gonna buy me drawers anyway, so what's the point? So yeah, that was very unfortunate for him that he never really got a really great gift. But shouts out to my dad who's currently in heaven, and love you, Daddy Joe. His name is really Joe, but anyway, I know I called Joe Biden Daddy Joe Biden.
Zaddy.
But no.
Okay.
You know, but anyway, so yeah, happy Father's Day to all those fathers out there. Also, we got to talk about it. Juneteenth.
Ever heard of it?
Juneteenth.
We celebrate. We free.
Woo. So yeah, we are celebrating Juneteenth, which is on June 19th, 1865, where the last known enslaved people or persons in Galveston, Texas, were notified that, hey, bitch, y'all were free
like
2 years ago.
Fucking typical. It's Texas.
Oh my God. You would think it would be Florida, right?
Yeah, I would think, first of all, you're just further down. I'd figure like news of freedom takes a little bit longer to travel. But like in my head.
Pause. News of freedom.
You know what I mean? It just takes a little longer.
News of freedom.
In my head, I just see all these fucking black people still slaving it up, just like fucking tired of their shit.
Yeah.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
I'm tired of digging these holes,
living their
Grandpa.
life. And you just see some motherfucker run up and he's like, hey, we're fucking free.
Like,
and
get off this property right now.
Listen here, Marcus, we don't have time for this right now. We're tired.
Yeah.
Like, this white ass man in the house is gonna get on us if we don't finish the shit. He's like, no, I swear to God, we're all free. We've been free for like 2.5 years. Yeah. It took me a while to get here. We sent someone else, didn't work out.
Isn't that horrible though?
It's so fucked up.
It's horrible.
So fucked up.
It is god awful at the fact that people literally were still enslaved 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, and people always assume, oh well, Abraham Lincoln, freed the slave. No, he didn't. He did that shit to go to war, and that's why you have
the country to split in half.
No, he didn't want the North versus the South, and he just needed more bodies to fight against the war. That was
not in my presidency.
Exactly. And that's why he ended up getting murdered in his damn the movie theater or whatever in the White House.
Theater.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if the stimulus checks we got, you had to go and report them yourself? Like, to get a stimulus check, you had to actually physically go somewhere or do something, turn in paperwork.
Yeah.
And no one told a whole fucking
race of people
or part of the country. And 2 years from now, they were like, y'all didn't get that $1,200?
Wow.
That was free?
Okay, well, here you go. Here's $10,000.
Oh, shit, we didn't tell you about that? Well, you could have gotten $1,200.
I honestly wouldn't even be mad. I wouldn't even be mad. I'd be like, oh, wow, thank you. It's like, I mean, you could have called that reparations to a degree, but not really.
Hey. Yeah, I was like, who can I put my Venmo somewhere? You only have to give me half of what you would give another black person reparation wise, but I would take like a cool $5 at least.
Ma'am, you're black. Your dad's black.
That's what I'm saying.
You got that 1/4 blood in your system.
Happy Father's Day to the sperm donor.
Exactly.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, but the thing is too, even with Juneteenth, on the back of Juneteenth, there's been a lot of controversy in the news because a lot of black people have been very vocal about the fact that we did not ask for this, okay? And we say we because of course we personally
we didn't ask for Juneteenth.
Fleming and Fowler didn't ask for Juneteenth to be a federal holiday. So it was declared this week. I think it was on Wednesday or Thursday that they declared Juneteenth to be a federal holiday, and it just had to pass the House. And then, of course, Joe Biden signed an executive order to make it a paid federal holiday. And a lot of African Americans were talking about just the fact that, we didn't ask for this to be a federal holiday, which we didn't. We've been celebrating this for years, so it's not like anything that hasn't been known to the African American community. It's just not been nationally recognized. But the thing is, we did ask for police reform. We're still talking about we still have the Emmett Till anti-lynching bill. We still have the John Lewis Police Reform Act. We have all these different things
that we need.
The George Floyd,
an anti-lynching bill.
The fact that lynching is still legal in 2021.
That we are a first world developed nation. And that used to have to be like, hey, y'all, you cannot go string someone up by their neck in the streets. Please,
Right.
thank you.
Exactly.
What the fuck, this country?
Sorry. It's stupid. It's just like, how in the hell do you justify, or that you are just like, oh yeah, well, we know that police officers are killing y'all at an alarming rate, so let's just do this. Let's just give you a federal holiday.
Also, it's weird. I don't know if it's
Seriously?
weird to you, but it's like, I understand that Juneteenth is you are celebrating that finally everyone who was enslaved knows that they are no longer enslaved. Like,
Yeah.
it's truly independence, right?
Right.
It just doesn't, like, feel the same as 4th of July to me. Like, happy Juneteenth, I'm like, it's still fucked up that this whole fucking thing happened in the first place.
Well, even when 4th of July happened, when the United States of America celebrated, what's the thing called? Independence Day.
What's that shit we're not going to recognize anymore?
Right. In 1776, African Americans were still enslaved.
Yeah.
So it's like that. Why would we celebrate? I mean, yeah, we get the day off and it's paid or whatever. That's great. You know, and some other companies, they do like, what is it, time and a half or whatever. So that's awesome. But that never applied to us.
But also, to me, Independence Day is like, everyone came to this country, right? We set up, cool, America. There was still this overarching force that everyone hated.
Yeah.
All these people were like, fuck that. Y'all can't rule over us. We're all going to rise up against you.
Yeah.
Cool. We won.
Right.
4th of July. Then this whole part of that country was still like, I know y'all got your freedom, but we're still over here being fucking enslaved.
Exactly.
And in response to that, the country was like, 50% of us are with you.
Yeah.
50% of us not feeling
Exactly. And that's the thing that I think that people really don't understand is that, you know, we're asking for real change as the African American community. We're not asking for federal holidays. We're asking for bills and executive orders. Again, Joe Biden signed an executive order for LGBTQ plus, I was about to say employees, persons, people.
The gay employees.
And, you know, he signed an anti-Asian bill. Here's the thing that gets me. I was having this conversation with my cousin the other day, and we were talking about how Joe Biden has been in Congress.
Biden, I think Budden, and it's not right.
No, it's definitely not Joe Biden. Joe Biden has been in politics and in Congress for 40 years, like over 40 years. Over 40 years, right?
Old as fuck.
And if you look at his age versus the time frame when he came into Congress, Martin Luther the King Jr. was a part of that, right? That was around that same era and time.
I don't know if this was a part of the dream. I don't know that this was a part of the
Definitely not. I don't think he asked for Juneteenth to be a federal holiday. Hell, his family had to fight to get him his birthday to be a federal holiday. But the reality is that Joe Biden has been in Congress for over 40 years, and he has seen the devastation that laws, bills, all this stuff, the lack of reform has done to the African American community. And even him being in this position and being a president, he's not going to do anything for African American people. Like Bill Clinton didn't, George Bush, Obama, and now Joe Biden, and whoever comes after Joe Biden. They will never do, because to do for African Americans is going to be an admission that something happened. This is why they don't want critical race theory being taught in schools right now. So why would we make an executive order for you all? Why would we admit that? Because if we admit to this, then we're going to have to erase everything else that we did, or even change it. That's why even they're fighting even legalizing marijuana and not making it a federal crime, because who profits off the back of that? These privatized institutions.
That was like the episode of High on the Hog when he's talking about barbecue.
Yeah.
And that guy was like, in Texas, there were so many different barbecue influences from Africa, from Europe, from all of these places. He was like, but if you recognize the African influences of all these things, you have to recognize that you bought and sold and brought these people here. And that's where these influences came from. So then European barbecue became the more mainstream barbecue that we know, because it's very easy to be like, oh yeah, these white ass people came.
Yeah.
They gave us their food. That's what flavored all this shit.
Exactly. And I think even too, like, you know, people think that 1865 was like this far off time. Like, oh, it was in the 1800s. I really want y'all to understand. Okay, let me put it in perspective for you. My grandmother is 97 years old, right? She turned 97 years old in March. And I remember, like, years ago, this is when I was first in undergrad, and her and I would have conversations, and she would tell me stories about her grandmother, right? Now, my grandmother being born in 1924, I'm quite sure her grandmother was older than 24, right? So if you look at it in the context of that, from 1865 to now 1924 is only 59 years.
It's crazy.
So the fact that my grandmother remembers stories and remembers her grandmother even as a child, look how close in generation and in age that really is. Like, yes, it's in the 1860s, whatever, but that's still only a few generations off.
Yeah.
The fact that even, you know, the young lady or the Opal Lee, who, again, we talked about African Americans not really wanting this holiday, and we didn't ask for this, but she did. Opal Lee is a resident of Galveston, Texas, and she had been fighting. And I think Opal Lee is, I want to say, 98 or also 96 years old.
Let's bring that name back.
First of all, I love that name. It's a beautiful name, and it's a beautiful stone. Because this isn't a stone, right?
It is.
Yes, it's a stone. So yeah, she was the one that kind of spearheaded this whole situation of making Juneteenth a federal holiday. And she was rejoicing while I think the African American community was really split down the middle. Well, I don't really think it was split down the middle. I think it was 90% of us were like, fuck this. We don't need this to be a federal holiday. God damn it. Stop killing us in the streets.
Not for real. Yeah. I
Exactly.
think the good thing is, I think it is bringing Juneteenth into conversation where it was not before. For people to realize, like, well, what the fuck is Juneteenth? Oh.
But I don't think we should have to explain what Juneteenth is because it doesn't affect you.
You shouldn't, but you do.
Yeah. That's like, okay, for example, Cinco de Mayo. Like,
but no one knows what the fuck that is either.
Right, but we shouldn't. You know why? Because we're not Mexican.
That's true.
And honestly, we're appropriating Cinco de Mayo and appropriating that culture and the Mexican culture because it has nothing to do with us. And most people don't even know why the fuck they're even celebrating Cinco de Mayo. They have no clue about it. First of all, it's not an American holiday. Let's be very clear. It's a Mexican holiday, and that they just, again, gentrified and appropriated and put it into American holidays, even though it's not federally acknowledged or whatever. It's still known that Cinco de Mayo is Cinco fucking de Mayo. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think that, I don't care. To me, I'm just be honest, as a black woman, I don't care that Becky knows what the fuck Juneteenth is. You're not supposed to. Didn't affect you. Because that's a celebration for my people. Only my people understand the ramifications of what happened and the joy that it comes along with that. So I don't care that you don't understand that. I do care if you're on the battlegrounds of fighting for police reform for African Americans, fighting for for our children to understand exactly what happened in this country. Also to not be fucking lynched because, again, the Emmett Till anti-lynching bill is still not signed. Anyway, neither here nor there. But yeah, I mean, I don't really care that people don't know about it.
I see. Yes, I agree. Yeah. I'm in my head, in my perfect world, my utopia for this country that I'm building in 20 years when I have kids.
Am I going to be invited?
Yeah, you can come.
Okay, cool.
I agree. This is a black holiday, right? But I think familiarizing and popularizing this holiday could be a way to bridge that gap and be like, hey, you need to fight for these things because do you understand that these people didn't know they were freed after they were freed for 2.5 years?
Yeah.
Do you understand that there has been an inequality starting from when they were, quote unquote, black people were free? Just because you say something is for a group of people or, just like this, just because this holiday is for black people, that doesn't mean shit. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
You told us we were free. No one knew about it till 2.5 years later, and it still wasn't equal till,
And it's still not.
It still isn't equal, but it still wasn't equal in law till
exactly.
when? Exactly.
Yeah.
Now you're telling us, oh, you have the holiday. What the fuck has changed?
Yeah. Nothing.
So hopefully just awareness, consciousness. It's Gen Z. They're really going to bring it home. I feel good about it. Well, I'm really putting my money on that horse. I'm gonna ride Gen Z into the night.
Good luck with that. Good luck with that.
They got the good TikTok dances. They are really exploiting some people.
Yeah, TikTok is going. They're
I'm like a couple years off of Gen Z.
I might have to get on TikTok. They're these rabbit holes that I keep going down. Not on purpose, but there is too much stuff, and I think it's like information overload. So I can kind of understand why people don't want to talk about critical race theory. I'm like, oh my god, we get it. We fucking enslaved you. Get the fuck over it. Speaking of racism, I had a patient this week.
Speaking of fucking racist shit,
I had a patient this week. My student and I were treating him. He just got a heart transplant. And first of all, he's the grumpiest recipient of a heart transplant I've ever seen in my fucking life.
This man told me I was on the short bus. I haven't heard that since like 2004.
No. He told us when we were on the short bus.
Sorry.
Yeah, when we reevaluated him. But myself and my student were treating him. and, you know, providing quality of care. And she was moving his phone. And so, you know how when you touch people's phone, like the screensaver automatically pops up. So she was like, oh, you have a Confederate flag on your phone. And of course, my student's a Caucasian woman. And so he was like, yes, I do. And that flag symbolizes my heritage. I am not a racist.
Methinks doth protest too much, sir.
If you have to tell me you're not a racist, you're probably a racist. And so,
oh my God.
And so when he said that, he was just like, this represents my heritage and my history. And you know what? I don't hate black people. I hate all people equally.
Here's the thing. Your heritage and your history is racist.
Dude.
Did I tell you the time that there was a Confederate flag magnet over my picture on the icebox at my Nana's house? Have I told you that?
Are you serious?
Yo, we had a long talk after that. Yeah. Because
did she take it down?
Yeah, well, because I was like, we were looking at pictures, and so she has a picture of all the grandkids doing the same thing. It's like we're 5 making cookies, right, from scratch, so everyone has it. And I look at mine, and it's a magnet with her name, but it's like 2 Confederate flags cross. Wow. And I was like, we can't have that over my picture.
What was that conversation
and she was like, honey, it's just a flag. And I was like, it's a racist ass flag.
Yes.
I was like, where'd you even get this magnet? She's like, I don't know. It was just on the we had a long conversation about
it. And it's a flag of losers. You fucking lost.
It's just one of those. It's one of those things. Like, you know how people are really like they'll back a football team that's lost forever and they don't give a fuck because they won once.
Like the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, like people who love the Dolphins will always love the Dolphins. Yeah. It's the Dolphins for them. And you could be like, hey, dude, you're always losing. They always suck. They're like, no, losers. I just feel it. It's a pride. Which I get, but like not when it's a racist ass history.
When your pride is rooted in racism, it's no longer pride because it's pride for you, but it's oppression for the next group of people.
We're making small wins in my family. I'm trying.
That's
very
good.
Hard. Yeah.
That's good. I think God purposely put your black ass in your white ass family.
I literally made
educate.
I made my mom watch the Juneteenth special on fucking High on the Hog, and I was like, this is what we're fighting for. She was like, okay.
She was like, I'm a teacher. I get it.
She was totally like, you're half black. Your brother's half Mexican. I fucking get it. I was like, you don't get it. We're gonna watch it.
House of Minorities here. House of Minorities.
She was like, I remember when I was graduating high school and I wasn't getting a lot of scholarships because I'm stupid, but
don't say that.
I'm sorry, I wasn't.
You're not stupid. You have a master's degree and a bachelor's degree. You're not dumb. Thank you.
Thank you. I wasn't doing all I could have been doing to make those scholarships happen. And I was like, why couldn't you make me like 5 or 4'2" or blind or something? She was like, I made you half black. What the fuck more do you want?
What else do you want?
I was like, oh, you got a good point.
You at least got seasoning, you know,
that's true.
And soul. So,
but yeah.
So happy Juneteenth to
all that to say,
only for the black people.
Only for the black people.
Only for the black people. Happy Juneteenth. I hope y'all had a
White
safe
people
Juneteenth.
Don't wish me a happy Juneteenth.
Do not say that to me.
Do not ask me to educate you on Juneteenth.
No, go Google it.
You are allowed to come to me with already researched and thought about deeply questions.
Yeah.
And or prompts. I'll allow that. Nothing else, because you have Instagram and the internet and you can Google it yourself.
Exactly. Just, don't. Like, I had one of the nurse practitioners text me and he was like, happy Juneteenth. I just sent him back a little black fist that was like...
Because like, to
that's
me,
not
it's
a
not,
happy time.
It's not a happy... I understand that the point is that finally people knew that they were free, but it's not happy because it took 2.5 years for them to know that information. I get y'all didn't have fucking Instagram or Twitter or shit, and right. Information wasn't really bopping like it is now, but 2.5 fucking years...
Pause. Can you imagine if Twitter was around during that time?
What is that little tweet?
Bitches, we free!
We out here. Yeah, literally. That would have been so wild.
Oh my God. Like, oh Jesus. Yeah. So happy Juneteenth to all the African Americans.
I just got a DM. It says we're free. Oh, no,
that ain't real. That's spam. Real, yeah. It's spam. It's fucking.
Where did you see it? Twitter.
Forex traders.
No.
She's got their Forex
They're
traders.
Just trying to get you to join.
Exactly. All right. So also on the news, I know y'all have been listening to everything that's been going on with the great, speaking of Texas, on the backs of Texas.
Hook 'em, baby.
Oh my God. This place is godforsaken and it's just like Florida. Anyway, so you know how we're in the summertime, right? And I think we said like a couple weeks ago how, we were kind of nervous because the real, summer weather hadn't kicked in just yet. Mm-hmm. But it definitely did.
Yo, it was 101 degrees the other day when I walked from work to my car.
So here's the thing. So you know how when we went through that issue with ERCOT and, well, we don't have ERCOT here in San Antonio. But ERCOT is in, I think, like Dallas and Fort Worth and all those places up there. And Houston, I think it is in too. So anyway.
How did we skimp on that?
I have no clue, but I'm grateful to God. Hallelujah. Yeah, it's probably still ERCOT. They just call it CPS just because. But So basically, our temperatures have been going up to like 99 degrees, 101,
which
all
is
that good
typical
stuff.
Texas weather.
Exactly. But the problem is because of Snowvid and the grid basically almost shorting out and them thinking that they're fucking North Korea or Texas thinking that they're North Korea and just trying to be on their own grid and not share, power with other states. The grid is now compromised yet again. And so what they're doing is they literally sent out all these messages, because even I got messages from CPS.
Oh, did you?
Asking, like every single email.
I don't fucking pay a CPS bill.
Yeah, you don't.
I was
Not
like, why
yet.
didn't CPS
Not
message
yet.
me?
Well, they call. Let me tell you what CPS does. First of all, stop harassing me, CPS. They call. Not only do they call, they also text.
Jeez.
Okay, and they send an email, and they're just like, "Hi, we're in high peak times from 3 to 7 p.m. Please lower your thermostats to 78 and 80 degrees." I'm sorry, what?
No.
Listen, my ancestors blazed in the sun so that I could enjoy
chill in the AC.
An AC. Like, you've lost your fucking mind. So what ended up happening was they were thinking of, or talking about trying to implement these rolling blackouts. Let me tell you something. How I would march up to Greg Abbott's wheelchair and kick him the fuck out of it.
This was not Martin's dream,
No.
Greg.
And then too, they're like, okay, so you know how like some of these companies.
And you know what, for Juneteenth? We should turn off the fucking AC on white people. Yeah, I said it. And that's my household. I'll take it.
Pretty much. You'll just come to my house.
I'll just come to your house.
Yes.
But I'll take it.
So what ended up happening was ERCOT basically sent this notification and was asking people to again adjust their thermostats. But you know how they offer these programs where, we'll give you a free Nest, little hub or whatever where you can control your stuff and then you can get a discount. Well, the problem is when you give this company access to they install
they
it, they control it. And so they were locking customers out of their AC units. And they were setting them.
Not that I pay for it.
I saw multiple videos where people were like, I literally have put. So they basically were putting these videos saying that it was 70 degrees. They put the thermostat on 70 degrees. However, it was still reading like 82 in their house.
Nothing pisses me off more than when the AC doesn't fucking cool and when it doesn't work.
I was totally fine freezing in my house and not having heat. I honestly would, because you know me, I love to be cold.
Different feeling.
Yeah, and I can always layer up. But when you are hot, first of all, I'm obese, okay? I'm obese and I sweat and I got eczema. I ain't got time to be having no rashes on me during the summertime.
My thing is, ERCOT doesn't give a fuck about us.
No. And people were asking, where's Ted Cruz? He probably in fucking Iceland.
He cares for people's rights now.
He's probably in Iceland somewhere getting, being nice and cold.
I saw this video talking about how, you know how the big thing was turn off your lights. Everyone needs to turn off their lights. That's going to save you energy. It's going to save you money, yada, yada, yada. People were saying that it's such a negligible amount of money you will save by turning off your lights, that the big power and money saver is the AC, but they don't tell you that because they want you to spend money on the AC.
Absolutely.
So I'm like, well, whose fault has this been for the last 30 years?
Exactly.
This is your fault.
How about stop trying to be North Korea and be on the rest of the grid with the United States?
This is
it's a simple solution. It sounds very simple.
iRobot, Eagle Eye, Gattaca shit, and I don't fuck with it.
It sounds like a very simple
solution. You can control
solution.
my phone, my internet access, my fucking car, my ATM. You will not take my AC.
No, and I almost did it when I first moved into my house because they had a really great program. CPS did, and I almost got it, and then I was just like, wait a minute. No, you ain't about to get me. That's a trap.
Dude, there's nothing worse than when your AC won't fucking go down.
Yeah. And because someone else is controlling it. Not even because it's not working. Like your AC is working perfectly fine. So
I think the only thing we're on is, how, I don't know if you do it, but they don't prorate it, but they give you like a standard rate every month. So even if you pay like, say it's $30. You pay $30 every month, even if your bill is $15 or $30, you're paying the extra. That way in the summer when your shit bumps up to $190, you're still paying the same amount. Yeah. You're going to pay it forward because we jack the AC in the summer. Everyone has to. It's fucking Texas.
See, the thing is, I jack it at night. So when I'm pause. That sounds really weird.
You jack it at night. Interesting. Please speak more on that.
No,
How do you jack
air
it?
condition. I put my air condition down
pop it? Twist it, pull it, jack it.
I'm not gonna do this with you today. I put my AC all the way down. Well, not all the way down. I put it on like 74, 73 when I go to sleep. So I used to
sleep with it. It's got to be like fucking 70 when I sleep.
Well, no. I used to put it on like 68.
Yeah.
But then when you start getting bills for like $200 and you just buy yourself, that's a problem. So I'm let me just do this. And then that's why I have my ceiling fans on, and I have a little fan that my patient gave me that he bought to me. I can't say his name obviously for HIPAA reasons, but thank you. You know who you are.
Bill Gates.
I wish, because I'd definitely rob them. Anyway, just kidding. So, another devastating thing in the news recently. Did you hear about Girl Scouts and the controversy that
I was
ensues?
a Girl Scout, Troop 121, baby.
Are you serious? It's because you got a white mom. That's why.
That's
I
true.
don't know any black Girl Scouts.
Really?
No.
I can't say that I do either. But
you know
me,
yourself.
I was a chunky black Girl Scout, and I'm proud,
Jesus.
baby.
I can't.
Learned how to tie knots, how to sew, and how to eat a lot of snacks by myself.
I hate you. I hate you so much right now. So yeah, so basically Girl Scouts, they say that they basically have 15 million boxes of unsold cookies due to the pandemic.
Let me tell you about an untapped market. Girl Scout cookies. People eat that shit up. They really do get you, dude.
So
and now they do we have, because you're like, oh, I don't have cash. Like, that's always your cop out. And they're like,
We
we
do
take
Venmo.
Venmo. We have the Square scanner. Those bastards.
They get you every day, and they're everywhere. And the crazy part is, like, they make a cereal now. They make
What?
Thin Mints. They have Samoas. They have there's another one. I can't remember what the third one is, but yeah, they make cookies now.
My mom used to. I would be like, I have to sell this many boxes to get this prize, or like whatever prize, and she'd be like, I'm not fucking doing this. So she would just order the amount of cookies we needed, and she's like, well, figure it out. We'd end up with 27 boxes of Girl Scout cookies. Do you fuck with Girl Scout cookies?
I do. What's your favorite flavor?
Dude, Thin Mint, 100%. I hate you. I already hate you. I don't know what you're gonna say, but I know you're gonna talk shit. It's Thin Mint or nothing.
Who the fuck decided to say, let me take this spicy ass peppermint and cover it the fuck with chocolate, and then spicy. This is amazing.
You freeze it, but have you had frozen Thin Mints?
Anything with mint and chocolate is fucking disgusting. No,
I had 2 scoops today of mint chocolate chip. Oh, so good. It's a white people thing.
It definitely is.
Thin Mint,
people
100%.
who like Thin Mints don't season their food.
100% Thin Mint is for the whites, and I'm here for it.
Oh my god!
Okay, what's your
it's
favorite?
Disgusting. Mine are the
Samoa.
Samoas. Yeah.
Oh
wait,
god!
No, wait. No. It's not the Samoas. It's the Dosey Dos. That's the peanut butter one, right? Yes, not the Samoas.
No, I fuck with Dosey Dos.
No, I love Dosey Dos. The Samoas, I don't really know what that is on there.
Coconut.
No, that's probably why I don't like it.
Shredded coconut bullshit.
Yeah, no. I don't like Samoas. I do love Dosey Dos.
Dosey Dos are the sandwiches.
I fuck with those.
Tagalongs are the chocolate covered peanut butter cookies.
No, I don't want the tagalong. I don't like chocolate covered anything.
Let me give you my Girl Scout cookie breakdown. I love a Thin Mint. That's my number one. Dosey Do, I'll fuck up a whole
I love Dosey Dos.
I like the trefoils. Those are like the shortbread cookies, the blue ones.
I hate everything shortbread.
I like those lemon ones. I don't even know what they're called.
I hate everything
They're like lemon wedding cookies. So good.
I hate them.
I don't fuck with tagalongs. I don't need that in my life, and it melts so easy. Samoa's trash.
Yeah, Samoas, I don't like. Who eats those? Serial killers.
And they have like new ones too. They have gluten-free and stuff. Haven't tried them. Haven't branched out. If you're a Girl Scout or you have a daughter who is,
inclusivity is getting on my nerves. Just leave. Just let the flavors be. Don't do all this extra stuff.
We'll do a live taste test here on the podcast. Someone send us a box.
So
of every Girl Scout cookie.
you all tell us in the comments what your favorite Girl Scout cookie flavor is,
dude. But if you ride for Samoas, get out of here.
We're gonna randomly select our 7th person that tells us what your favorite Girl Scout cookie is. We're gonna send you a box of that.
There you go. Unless it's Samoas.
If it's Samoas, we're not doing it.
Yeah, you're not winning.
Yeah,
no, sorry.
No, definitely not. So we don't know what they're gonna do.
Is Samoa Samoan? Is that why they did that?
Samoan, you mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't like that if that's where they were going.
I think we need to call one of our coworkers, significant others, to find out.
Friend.
Yeah.
I'll fuck with
I don't know. I don't know why they call them Samoas. It could possibly be. But I've never been a Girl Scout. Shouldn't you know that?
I should.
You should know the origin.
I just tied knots, made the Citipons, and what were those other little things called?
Citipons.
The swaps.
What the hell is Citipons?
Citipons is this mat that you made. So when you're in your little circle, you sit upon it. And then you make these little swaps with just a little like...
Interesting.
These little things. Basically, you go to the Girl Scout camp and every troop makes this little thing and you swap it with other people from troops and then you have this whole bag of bullshit. Cool. Yeah.
Cool. Well, all right. Next up in the news, we got to give shouts out to our girl, Sha'Carri.
Richardson.
If I thought you were going to say Sha'Carri, that's why I paused. I was like, no. Sha'Carri. She quickly told that MSNBC person.
Did. It's because it's Sha'Carri. That guy who sings that song with Kendrick Lamar. Love me. Love.
Oh, yeah,
His name is Zakari.
Oh, okay.
Unless it's Zachary and I fucked it up, but I'm pretty sure it's Zakari.
probably Zachary.
It's spelled too black to be Zachary.
Yeah, that's just his. He probably put an apostrophe in there just to say
his name is fucking Zachary.
And my stage name is Zakari.
I'll be so pissed.
It's just like Regine from Living Single. Bitch, your name is Regina. Stop it.
Anyway, that bitch had full lashes, nails on fleek, wig laid to the fucking flames flying behind her.
But you know who she reminded me of? Flojo. Flojo used to do the same thing. Flojo used to have these, nails super crazy long, flashy dashy, hair done. Gail Devers was the same way.
I'm just like, the idea of me running with my hair down could never be me, but she made it fucking work.
First of all, the bitch runs so fast.
I'm surprised that shit didn't fly off her fucking head.
First of all, she's been killing it in the track and field game, even from her days at LSU. Is she still at LSU?
I don't know. She's 21. Were you in college when yeah, she's 21. Yeah. So she's still
but you know, sometimes they get out to go pro. So I don't know if she I'm not familiar because I don't play sports like that. But I do know she's from Dallas, which I fucking rep. So. I did shot put and discus. That was about it.
You did shot put and discus?
Because I'm a big girl. That's the only thing that big girls do.
I'm surprised you went out there in the sun. I wouldn't do that at all.
Yeah, it was fun. Track and field was so fun in high school. Oh my god, I had a blast doing track and field. I really did. Unless our coach, shouts out to Coach Cooper, made us do fucking stairs. Oh, I fucking hated him. You literally had to hop up the stairs on one leg, and I'm like, how is this helping me to prepare for shot put? But it does. It gives you power. However, I didn't care about that.
When I hear shot put and discus, it reminds me of the trench bull from Matilda.
Yeah.
Miss Trench Bull. Mm-hmm. She was like, whew.
No, that wasn't. That's not shot put. That's is that javelin?
No idea.
I think it's javelin with the little ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not shot put.
Shot put. What do you?
That's javelin. Shot put is here. So you have the same.
Oh, excuse the fuck out of me. Okay.
Yeah, and then discus is just the disc. I didn't really do discus a whole lot because for some reason I just wasn't coordinated with it. And then my coach was
like a frisbee.
Yeah. So my coach during like districts and regionals and all that stuff, he was just like, just throw it, just so we can get the points. I was like, okay. And every time I threw it, they were like, bitch, scratch. I was like, God damn. He'd be like, Fleming, how many points you got? 0. Shot put, I did good. However, discus not gonna happen.
Oh God.
Nope. So yeah, Sha'Carri.
I watched her run and I was like, because it took her 10 seconds to run 100 meters, right? Yeah. I was like, how long would it take me?
Bitch, forever.
Feasibly. Probably. I get halfway down and trip, so yeah,
they'd be like, 30 seconds later, Fleming has crossed the finish line.
Halfway, I'm like, why are we still doing this?
Girl, I don't run unless something is chasing me. And it depends on what's chasing me. That will determine how fast I actually run.
Dude.
But she's amazing. She went and hugged her grandmother, and it was so funny because she was kneeling down hugging her grandmother, and then her grandmother was like pushing her hair back. She's like, Grandmama, wait, don't do that. Don't do that.
I think she said her biological mom had just died like the week before or
something.
Oh
my God, no. Yeah. That's horrible. Oh, she gonna kill them in Tokyo. Shit. What? That's all the fuel that girl needs. I mean, she already had enough fuel, but that's all the fuel she ever needed was that to happen. Oh my God, that's so sad. That's horrible. Ronnie O'Neal, what is that?
Ronnie O'Neal is the guy from the news who's the guy who's representing himself.
Oh yes. Okay. So all right. So we got to talk about it, y'all.
Why do I keep saying Ronnie?
His name is Ronnie, right? Yeah. Well, first of all, before we go into Ronnie, let's talk about Miss Tessica Brown. You remember Tessica Brown?
Is she the Gorilla Glue girl?
Yes. Apparently, she announced that she is launching her own hair care line inspired by Gorilla Glue. How successful do you think that's
First of all, I don't want anything inspired by Gorilla Glue. Nothing.
No.
0%. No. Also, you know when you like follow people on social media that you aspire to be, or you like how they do something, how they dress, how they do their makeup, all of that shit. So the fact that you fucking put your wig on with Gorilla Glue and it became this huge thing because someone had to surgically remove it, basically. I don't know that I would be like, let me buy your product. Let me follow what you're doing, because it obviously doesn't work.
I'm not even going to listen to this bitch for directions because it's clear that you don't know how to read them.
And then she tried to sue. Remember that?
Apparently that story was actually fake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was an alleged story. Yeah, she said that she never tried to sue them.
I redact
like
that statement.
Yeah, I don't redact the fact that bitch you was stupid for putting fucking glue in your hair. Okay, Let's just not do that. And I will not be buying any of your products. I know you black, but everything black owned don't need to be supported. Go sit your ass down somewhere. You should not be in the news no more. Learn from your mistakes and move the hell on. Bye.
I just think there's this culture of getting famous on social media for doing stupid shit. For doing stupid shit and then trying to milk it for all it's worth.
It's annoying.
Creating a line of something, creating a podcast about something.
Hey, us doing a podcast was amazing.
No, I know, but like, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
We're just writing a book about it.
Yeah. Are we writing a book too?
We should be.
Listen, we should do a movie.
Profiteers. Oh, yeah.
We should do a
movie.
movie.
Did you see the Zola movie is coming out? Did you ever follow any of that?
Zola?
Zola was that Twitter story of this girl who was like, let me tell you about my fucking story that just happened. And she worked at a strip club with this girl that she met. And that girl ended up saying like, hey, do you want to come and strip with me in Miami? We'll make a bunch of money over the weekend. She was like, yeah. Well, she wasn't just a stripper. She was like being pimped out by this guy. So the girl's good. So basically this girl is just telling this whole story on Twitter. Well, it blew up because it was so crazy. And now they're making a movie about it.
Wow.
I'll send you the trailer. Dude, it's so good. That was like, I remember reading that and it was everywhere. Everyone was circulating it. Everyone was sending it to me. It was so good.
I don't want to be pimped out.
She didn't either.
Okay. Well, good for her.
Wasn't the life for her, but it's just a wacky, patacky, wild ass story.
All right. Well, speaking of wacky, patacky, crazy ass story. This young man, Ronnie O'Neal, ever heard of him?
Wacky patacky.
I don't even want to say what state he's from.
It's got to be 100% Florida, hands down.
I fucking hate you. Unfortunately,
you can see it in his eyes. Yeah, he's got Florida man eyes.
You can tell it by his dreads, and I usually never call locks dreads because they're not dreadful and the history behind it, but this bitch got dreads.
There is
because they look like fucking zucchinis on the top of his goddamn head.
He looks like what is that show called? Rick and Morty.
Talking about the one with the little orange hair. Yeah,
but did someone make like a
meme or something?
Yeah, it must have been. He's got Rick and Morty hair.
Yeah, so
you see what I mean?
Oh yeah. So, but here's the thing. So Ronnie O'Neal is a young man. A troubled young man who unfortunately is in the news because he killed 2 people. And one of them was his child's mother or his children's mother or girlfriend. And another one was his child. And he basically killed his girlfriend and his daughter in 2018. Or allegedly, I'll just say that for the podcast. He's in court, obviously, so there's charges. And he stabbed his son. So his son survived. And he decided to do the craziest thing, which was to represent himself in court. And he basically delivered this opening statement. Y'all, I'm playing
this. Dude, here's my thing about that. It's 2021, correct? Yeah. Like, this ain't the 70s. People know better than to fucking get a public defender. Just do it.
Listen, let me tell you something. After this man made this statement, he's going to get 20 life sentences.
Every time someone defends himself in court, they don't.
And I'm going to boycott if they don't give him 20 life sentences. Because the trauma that he just ensued on social media was just absolutely insane.
The evidence is going to show that law enforcement tampered with evidence to meet their such high burden of proof. Because originally, it wasn't enough. So we had to tamper with evidence. Since it was such evident already, but we still had to tamper with evidence.
What fucking Denzel Washington ass movie has he been watching?
The Wire.
Yeah, that too.
And Denzel's not even in there. He's definitely not. Watched The Wire.
This reminds me of when I was taking medical terminology, so I binged Grey's Anatomy instead of studying. Because I was like, God. Surely...
That's the wrong show to binge to get that.
Truly. Everyone was watching House, and I was like, no, I'm good. We're going to watch Grey's.
Definitely House was way better.
But I'm like, that's the energy this is giving to me.
Yeah, so then he's still in court, and they bring his son up to testify. And he starts asking his son questions about situations, and his son...
He's not having it.
He's not having it. He's just like, bitch, no, you did it. So this is what he had to say.
How you doing, Ronnie?
Good.
It's good to see you, man.
Good to see you, too.
Did you see me shoot your mom?
No.
Did I hurt you that night of this incident?
Yes.
I did. And how did I hurt you?
You stabbed me.
It's this fucking spoken word. Why is he talking like that?
I did. And first of all, the judge is a white lady. And she's looking like, why the fuck did I get this goddamn case? Like,
also,
damn it.
I know that you're always allowed to represent yourself. Like, it's just something they say.
It's a bad idea.
I didn't realize that we still gave people the option.
Yeah, no,
because
you
only
shouldn't
a
have.
crazy person would try to represent themselves in a court of law.
And this is why mental health is so important.
Dude, the people... Anything that people go to school for longer than a year to do, you should probably let the professionals do.
And have to be licensed.
And have to be that too.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. That was interesting. Yeah. You going to jail, sir. Jail. That's your home.
I don't have a gavel, but
you going to jail.
100%.
Your ass is going to goddamn jail.
That jury's probably like, why are we? They don't even have to deliberate.
Okay, speaking of jury, remember how a couple weeks ago I was summoned for jury duty, right?
How could we forget?
Right. So the problem is, last week I checked my mail. Guess what? They done. Hey, you've been randomly selected for federal jury duty.
Whoa.
Government, can you leave me alone?
The feds are after you.
What did I do?
But that's like a crime then, huh?
Listen, I'm selling my story to Netflix. Whatever it is.
Don't sign anything.
Listen,
no NDAs.
I'm going to try my best to be like, I'm going to walk in there with a Black Lives Matter pin on, with a Juneteenth shirt on. I just hope they don't pick me, because no. I just went. You can't summons me. I just did it in less than 6 months.
Double homicide.
Yo, I'm not doing.
Dude, I've never even been to jury duty. Knocking on wood. I'm not trying to go.
Watch, they go. You gonna get home?
They're gonna come, but the thing
Monday,
is, if I'm on jury duty, I'm deep diving into it. I am playing the part. I am doing the research. I'm finding out who's there. I'm talking to all of my jury peers.
I'm gonna try to get kicked off.
Oh, that's not my vibe.
I'm gonna try to do enough to get kicked out.
I'm gonna try to fall in love with the defendant.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, wait a minute. So you've been talking about this on your podcast? Yes, it's great content. Well, you've been held in contempt and you're off the case. Yes, thank you, sweet baby Jesus. Now I just told my plan. God
I'm gonna
damn.
be like, he didn't do it. He's a good man.
Daddy, I love him.
He stabbed his son, killed his wife and his daughter. I'm like, he's
pretty
innocent until proven guilty. Hung jury.
Yeah, definitely. So, last but not least, did you hear about what PETA did? PETA, P-E-T-A, P-A-P-E-T-A.
Oh, PETA.
PETA.
Peter Rabbit.
The people who are protecting the animals in the world, but they don't protect Black lives. I'm sorry. What? I said it. Anyway, so apparently you know how Little Mermaid is doing their thing, and they're getting
No,
ready
I
for
don't know
production.
how the Little Mermaid does her thing.
Well, no, I'm saying Disney, they're filming the Little Mermaid, right?
Oh, Chloe
and
Bailey.
So
Yeah.
Chloe Bailey is going to be the mermaid.
Yo, did you see
Ariel.
Halle Bailey's
Nina Simone?
Yes.
I have mixed reviews about that, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, so PETA basically sent them notice or a message and a letter to Disney saying, hey, we think that your craft service needs to be all vegan. Please do not eat any fish or animals during the filming of this.
They're really riding for the fucking sea life in this movie, huh?
Have you? Here's the thing, PETA. I want to reach right out to you. I'm looking right in this camera. PETA people, have you written a letter to Joe Biden to sign an executive order to protect Black people? Have you done that? Okay, then.
Where was this energy when Lion King was being filmed and they were eating fucking Timon and Pumbaa every day at craft services?
That's what I'm saying.
They didn't care about that, huh?
That's what I'm saying. We had a whole national chicken shortage, and people were losing their minds over goddamn Popeye's chicken sandwiches. Y'all asses wasn't saying shit then. Worry about yourself, PETA. Okay? Anyway, neither here nor there. So yeah.
No. I was just gonna say, didn't Cruella just come out? And they weren't like Cruella, the movie.
No, that was Cruella. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of what's her name? Ursula. Sorry. In The Little Mermaid.
We're gonna have to talk about that.
They should do a movie about her though.
Ursula would be cool. Yeah. Ursula was Black for sure.
She's definitely a poor, unfortunate soul. Mm-hmm. She's a bitter woman, scorned. Something happened in her childhood.
Something like, who hurt you? It had to have been the king. Yeah. I want to say that she was getting it on with the king, Eric's dad, and something went left.
I think something happened with Ariel's dad, King Triton.
Oh, King Triton.
I think maybe King Triton killed her mom, and she had to fend for herself in this big ocean.
Honestly, why haven't we written this?
Disney, if you try to take my idea, I'm suing your ass. I'm just saying.
I'm trademarking it now. I don't know how to pre-trademark something.
It's
intellectual property.
That's
at
right.
This point.
If you take it, today is June the 20th, 2021, the year of our Lord. If you take it, I'm suing you.
Your days are numbered, Disney.
Yeah. So PETA, mind y'all business. Stop worrying about them people.
That's just such a weird request to make. I don't know.
How you gonna tell somebody you should serve vegan because they like, Peter, calm down.
But do they know the movie's fictional? Are they using real sea creatures? That's my question.
Probably not. They probably be animatronics
Like that's
anyway.
animated, right?
Yeah.
Or not animated, but like CGI.
Yeah. I'm quite sure it is. They just
Peter's just real fucking sensitive.
listen.
about
We're
that
in the middle of a pandemic, Peter. Calm down.
Like,
damn.
I don't know. Then I want you to, for every movie, send letters saying, I don't want you to eat humans.
Yeah.
How about that, Peter?
Or you say they need to have a number of black people on set. How about that, Peter?
That's a more Michael B. Jordan request, but yeah.
So yeah, Chloe Bailey was in the news this week. Well, this is more so for social media, so you can talk about that. You don't know about it? Okay, so basically there was this,
I just watched the clip.
oh, there was this not award show, but it was like
NAACP something, right?
yeah, it was like a soul something, whatever for June. It was like a celebration show, and they just had performances that came out.
Super Soul
And
something.
Chloe Bailey from the duo Chloe and Halle, she had on this amazing outfit. First of all, she has an amazing body. Okay, gorgeous woman, amazing body, amazing voice. Both and her sister. So she was singing Nina Simone's "You Know How I Feel," and so of course with that song is about freedom and different things like that. Well, she took freedom to a whole nother level and was rolling her ass all on the damn stage and being very sensual and sexy.
It was very much. What's the Beyonce video where she does all the burlesque shit? It's not Partition.
Freakum Dress.
Is it Partition?
Yo, I don't know.
It may be.
It's probably Partition.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say Freakum Dress or something. I don't know. Crazy in Love. Who knows?
Freakum Dress. No, I'm talking about like post baby sexy Beyonce, like self-titled Beyonce.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then Halle Bailey must be the one doing.
Yes, Halle is doing.
Chloe was doing this.
Yeah, Chloe is.
I mean, I rate her die for everything she does. I think she's so hot.
I didn't think anything was wrong with it. Like, I get it. People were like, "Oh my god, that song is about freedom." Okay, she just showed you she free, bitch. What the fuck?
Yeah, every time they do something that people think is overtly sexual, they're all getting.
First of all, they were like stuck on Disney for a minute, and I mean, that girl. Who cares?
She got a body and is banging, and she looks good doing it, and she sang beautifully.
Yeah,
and if they allowed to play it on the airways, then
exactly. And even Nina Simone's granddaughter, or they keep calling her her alleged granddaughter. I don't know, whatever. So a spokesperson from the Nina Simone camp, allegedly, her granddaughter was saying that she didn't have an issue with the performance, and she thought that it was a great performance, and that Nina Simone would have definitely loved it because Nina Simone was a very free person.
Well,
like,
can
she
you
wasn't,
imagine, like,
you know,
you standing, like you being famous, right, for something, singing, acting, whatever. Someone coming in and doing something that's like a beautiful young woman who sings beautifully and is young and attractive, and she does something that's quote unquote sexy, and people being like, "How disrespectful to taint this music that way." I'd be like, "What the fuck? I'm young and cool and sexy too."
If she was doing that to Amazing Grace, we'd have a problem. But she wasn't. Listen, let me tell you something.
Like some church shit.
If I had a body like Chloe Bailey,
wouldn't put it away.
Listen, I'll be twerking on Jesus.
That's what I'm saying. My body's for anyone who will look. Everyone.
Amazing Grace.
How
pop that, pop that, pop that, pop that, pop that. You couldn't. I would be popping it for everything. Yeah, absolutely.
Stop me.
All right, so what's going on in social media? Let's talk about some fun.
Okay, Lala and Carmelo Anthony. Remember them? Heard about them? Remember, he's always cheating on her and
allegedly,
and has all these kids, allegedly, yada yada. Anyway, I thought they have been separated.
I did too, because I thought when she did this at the game,
when she had her fucking,
that's my dad. Anyway,
when she had her kid on FaceTime and she said, "Talk to your daddy," turned it.
I thought they were over there
at the fucking game.
Yeah.
But first of all, Mom of the Year.
Do you think that? And I'm just playing devil's advocate. Do you think his alleged infidelity has anything to do with the fact that he's not an NBA champion?
He's too busy.
No, that he just needs something else in his life, that he's just bored because he's been playing basketball all his life and he hasn't been able to achieve this one thing.
Maybe he could if he would,
stop cheating.
Stop cheating. Buckle down. I don't know. Takes a lot of energy to cheat, I hear.
Yeah.
I don't know what the deal is. I don't know, dude. Some people just want what they can't have, and the things they really do want they'll never get, so they look for satisfaction in other places.
Well, this is why too, even infidelity and cheating is not about looks. It's not about if you're skinny, fat, light skin, dark skin.
If I looked like Lala Anthony,
but it's not even about how she looks. This girl was more famous than him.
Yeah, 100%.
And probably has. Well, I don't know their finances, but probably has somewhat more, change finances than him, right? Coming into it.
Power was fucking.
But not even Power. She was on TRL.
TRL's not making money like that.
But she probably was.
She was, but didn't she do like Skechers or some shit too?
And she had her own TV show as well on I think it was VH1. But anyway, the fact that she was already set and coming into it. So nothing that she could have done or said or anything is going to... If people going to cheat, they're going to cheat regardless. There's nothing... I mean, you can do everything
they
right.
going to play, and haters, they going to hate.
I mean... Who knows? Maybe she's a psychopath. Who knows?
Yeah, honestly, you never know. I love their son. I think he's like
Cayenne.
So sweet and cute, and he's friends with...
Does he play basketball?
He does. They just announced where he's going for high school. He's going to New York.
Why do I care about that?
It's just like a big thing that they do when your dad's an NBA player.
Who the fuck cares? You're in high school.
Because you know how all those fancy private schools that have really good sports programs, that's where everyone looks for the new NBA class coming up, or like the college where they're gonna go.
Me knowing where that young man is going to play basketball is not putting any money in my pocket.
It's just something fun to know. But okay. Anyway, I just love her and how she is as a mom, and I love that they're all friends with Natalia Bryant and Vanessa Bryant, and they're always hanging out. Super cute. Yeah. Carmelo Anthony can go. I don't really pay him no mind.
He's going to turn into Charles Barkley.
Oh, that 100% makes sense to me.
He's definitely going to turn into Charles
He's even
Barkley.
got the look.
Definitely. He's going to start limping like his knees hurt and his hips, and he's going to go bald. Definitely.
Always salty about something.
Yeah. All right, what else is going on?
Cristiano Ronaldo is single-handedly ruining the Coke empire.
Allegedly. So why is he allegedly ruining
At a
Coke?
press conference, he pushed some cans of Coke aside to opt for water.
Yeah.
Screw health. This was all political, obviously. And Coke sales have gone down. What was it?
Well, then they said like $4 billion. I'm like,
Yeah.
Coke, you're being very dramatic right now. I would love to see those numbers.
But honestly, good for you people not buying Coke anymore and drinking water.
Well, here's my thing too. What athlete in their right mind? Because he's an athlete, right?
Yeah, he's a football player.
Football, yes.
Football.
What athlete in their right mind is drinking Coca-Cola? Oh man, I'm so thirsty. Let me grab a Coca-Cola. Nobody. I mean, you could at least put Gatorade up there. I mean, put him in a separate commercial for Coca-Cola.
But also, Coke has water. Coke has Dasani water. Trash.
Very
but
true.
People will drink it.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Aspartame in it, allegedly.
I don't know about all that, but it just reminds me how America ain't shit, and like athletes in other parts of the world have so much pull.
Yeah.
Like soccer is so big. American soccer, which is everywhere
European
else football.
soccer.
Yeah. Is so big everywhere else that people can do like how that was probably not even it wasn't even a second thought.
No, he just moved it out of the way. He was like, what the fuck is Coke
and drink the
doing
water,
here?
and it's literally cost this company $4 billion.
But I don't even think Coca-Cola, stop lying. I don't even think it cost them $4 billion.
They just had a huge margin
if
loss.
someone can stop your sales like that just from moving something out of a picture, first of all, black people don't even watch soccer like that. Well, people from the Caribbean do, but nobody was paying attention to that and be like, oh wow, he said give him water. Let's go and get some water.
If it was, you need to sponsor this man. Give
That's
him
what I'm
some
saying.
money. Tell him to pick up the Coke.
Pick up Dasani. That marketing people. Good God Almighty, that was an opportunity for you to make back the money. Weirdos. Anyway, that's stupid.
I know.
That's dumb.
Do you care about Millie Bobby Brown?
Who is that?
Millie Bobby Brown is the little girl from... Don't you remember? She's from Stranger Things, and Drake was talking real weird with her, and everyone thought her and Drake were getting it on.
I don't even know who that
and
is.
then everyone spurred into the conversation about how Drake dates all these young girls, and then he dated SZA when she was like 17, 18, and no.
R. Kelly did the same thing?
Yeah,
that
but like...
doesn't help this case, but I'm just saying.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's dating Bon Jovi's son. He's 19, she's 17.
Awesome.
Not that it really matters. She probably don't care.
Yeah.
Victoria's Secret has gotten rid of the Angels.
Where are the Angels
That's
going?
the big news. They're done. We're done. We're over. We're canceled.
So who's going to do the fashion shows?
There isn't so they stopped the fashion show last year, or maybe the year before. They said no more fashion show. No one was fucking watching it.
I was going to say, do they really think that like constitutes sales? Like no one cares about that. People are buying it without that.
It just, that's not the way shit is anymore. But you know what I mean? Like,
it's probably costing them too much money to put that damn show on than what they were actually getting in sales. Because they email me every day like, oh, we're doing 7 panties for $35. And I'll be right there. So like, God damn you, Victoria's Secret. Yes, I can wear Victoria's Secret because I am not fat. I'm fat, but I am not fat to that point where I cannot wear Victoria's Secret, so I still can wear Victoria's Secret.
Supermodels aren't what
Not
they
the bras,
were
though.
before, right?
Yeah.
Like we don't have the Cindy Crawfords and the Tyra Banks and Naomi Campbell.
Yeah.
It's like fucking Kendall Jenner and Gigi Hadid, like, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's more because even if you think about the Victoria's Secret fashion show, they just have the girls in the whatever and some live music playing, but like. The Fenty show that she's been doing now is huge, and there's installation, and it's dancers you see on Instagram, and you can see the progress, and it's all of these artistic things. So they needed to either revamp or get the fuck out. So they just got the fuck out. So now the Angels are gone too.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still gonna buy your panties. Thanks. And your
I don't think
fragrances.
this is going to do anything bad to sales. It'll probably save them a bunch of money.
I can't fit your bras, but y'all need to Victoria's Secret. Y'all definitely need to expand your bra line because big boob women, we like to wear sexy bras too. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, Victoria's Secret bras are trash though, I feel.
Really? I wouldn't know. Never been in one.
You're not missing anything.
Never been able to get in one.
But 7 for $25 or whatever it is.
I love the
7 for $27.
panties. The panties are really nice.
The panties off of you.
I love the lace panties.
Yeah,
Thank
but that's
you.
been going on.
Cool beans.
We want to talk about what we've been watching?
Yeah. Was that it in
Yeah, there's
social
not
media?
a lot going on. It's more Kardashian bullshit that no one cares
No,
about.
no.
I refuse to involve
I refuse
myself.
to listen to it.
Yeah.
All right. So what have you been watching?
I just watched Bombshell, which is an old movie. It came out a while ago, but it's about all those girls, those ladies, those blonde women from Fox who were being sexually harassed by the guy in charge. Hoochie-coo. Yeah, I just love Margot Robbie and Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
So that was a seller for me. It was good though.
Beans.
It makes me never want to work in truly corporate America. It makes me hate men. And yeah. Ew. Like the idea that you think you can do whatever you want to someone simply because you have power over them, which I know is like a very old dynamic.
Sounds very much like our job now.
It does. But like there's something different between like you making me feel like shit and dismissed and like then you're
trying to get in my panties at the same time?
Yeah, then trying to fuck me and make me feel like
Pick a
fucking
struggle,
filthy.
dude.
You know what I
Pick a
mean?
struggle.
Like I'd rather feel stuck, like I'll never move up in my job just because you're a bitch or a cunt and you fucking hate me, then I won't have sex with you and that's why I can't move up. Like, it's skeevy.
And it's always the nasty, ugly, old, dirty men.
Dude, and their first thing is always like, why would I ever need to do that to have sex with someone? I won't, because you're fat and disgusting.
Because it's not even about the person. It's about the control.
Yeah.
And that's why people do shit like that, because they want control.
It's just like, it's so fucking disgusting. And like, the movie very much shows how when things like this happen, there's two schools of thought in women. Like one of them is like, if we all start coming forward about this, like there's people who can just grin and bear it and you know this is something that's going to happen, but you're not going to risk all you've done to get here, so you just have to fucking soldier on.
Right.
And there's women who are like, this isn't right and I'm not going to fucking let this happen. But it's like half of these women are saying, if you bring attention to this right now, everything we have done to get to where we are is going to be questioned, and they're just going to think, oh, they slept with him too, even if I didn't. And then the other women are like, but if you had done something, then this wouldn't have happened to everyone else.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just a real fucked up thing.
Just say it. I would rather somebody come forward and say it, and we all be like, what? Why the fuck would he want to fuck her? That's insane. But you still get retribution versus not saying anything at all, because you don't know how many other people these people have been doing that too. So if you have the courage to stand up for it, then a lot of other people will feel comfortable to come up and say something about it.
My favorite is there's a part where Charlize Theron is talking to.
Damn, she's in it too.
Yeah, she's
wow,
in it.
I love anything Charlize
Dude,
Theron.
you should. It was really good.
Love her. I have a
They
girl
do a
crush on
very
her.
good job of being like, Fox News isn't media portrayed Fox News.
Yeah.
Like, they can be shitty and Republican, but like, and super conservative.
Right.
But there's different people who work there, and there's things that go into it, and they're all trying. There's like opinion shows and there's news shows, and whatever. Anyway, she's talking to this guy, like one of her assistants she works with, and he's basically saying like, because she's like, how are people saying this couldn't happen? He's like, well, like, yeah, you're hot, so it was gonna happen if it was gonna happen to someone. She's like, that's not what I'm saying. He's like, no, there's people here who are defending him because they look like they do, so he wouldn't go after them.
Damn.
So, and I was like, damn.
Double
Yeah,
homicide.
how would I feel if like everyone else is getting sexually harassed and I wasn't?
Oh, you'd
would
definitely
I be
be
pissed?
upset.
I would definitely be pissed.
You already be trying to get these patients to marry you and whatnot. So
I don't want to really marry them, but I want to know that they would want to marry me.
So you sound like a lot like me. Like I want to be invited, but just know I'm not
It's
going to
very
go.
different.
Yeah,
You're annoying when you say that. I just
What
want
about for the people who
I want my
wanna-
patients to feel so good about our interactions that they would marry me, but I don't want to marry them.
Yeah, because it's so different.
I'm not saying it's healthy.
I see what you mean.
I think it's a very toxic idea.
Absolutely.
And
It's a toxic
mindset.
ideology. Absolutely.
But I'm like, I want you to feel so good about what's happening in this room that you can't live without it. But I'm going to leave. And I'm going to write my little.
Sounds like very psychopathic behavior, but okay.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm not proud of it, but it keeps it fun. Yeah, no.
definitely.
And yeah, I'd be pissed if everyone else was I'd be like very blessed if everyone else was being sexually harassed and I was left alone. I'd also I'd also be pissed because I'd be like, so I don't understand why you think you can sexually harass everyone else and I get left out.
Here's what would be funny. I'd just be purposefully trying to sexually harass you now and dropping pins in front of you like, oops, I dropped my pen. What am I gonna do? I'd be like, no. Well, fuck you too, bitch. I would ruin the whole case. I'm just here because he didn't sexually harass me.
And
I feel discriminated.
you're the odd one out. You're like, oh, I can't even go and testify because I wasn't hot enough to be harassed. Like, how fucked up.
Like, oh, turn this shit off. Fuck these people.
Like all these girls sitting around like, oh, he did this to me and he did this to me. And I just sit here like, oh, that sucks.
I just came to work and did my fucking job.
Was never bothered once.
No.
Comes back, my hair's
is
blonde, I have
hilarious.
blue contacts
Yeah.
in.
Be like, well, fine. Fuck you too, dude.
But really, it's not funny. That's
It's not. Sexual harassment
yeah.
is not funny at all. Yeah. What else have you been watching?
So that's how we get canceled.
Yeah.
I just watched The House. Speaking of blondes, I watched The Housewife and the Hustler, which is like this little documentary on Hulu that I saw, but it's about Erica Jane, the housewife, the Beverly Hills housewife, and her freaking skeezy lawyer husband who's like 80 years old. And supposedly he was funding their life because he was stealing money from his clients.
Not surprised.
How fucked up. So he would do these like $1 million lawsuits. They would get settled and he would be taking all their money. So people haven't gotten any of their money. And it's like burn victims and people from bad surgeries.
Jesus.
And like the flight in Indonesia that exploded.
Oh my
He represented a
God.
bunch of those people that haven't gotten paid. And so everyone is just like,
I hope that man burn in hell for
dude,
that.
they would
That's
interview
horrible.
all these people and they would be like, we would be sitting here without our money and we'd turn on the TV and we see Erica Jane, you know, on Housewives, like, oh, we're taking this plane or here's these clothes that I have and all of this shit. It was so fucked up. And
You know he gonna pull a Harvey Weinstein and act like he can't walk and come in there with a
no,
walker.
but he did. They were like, oh, he has Alzheimer's. I said, it takes a lot of.
It's amazing to me that white people in this country can do all of this bullshit and all of a sudden, mental illness.
But I was like,
our brother Ronnie O'Neal, he don't get no
all
kind
he
of
did
situation.
was stab his
All
son.
he did was kill his girlfriend and his daughter and represent himself, and y'all don't give him no
He
slack.
used his American rights in this
Yes.
country, and no one will cut him some fucking
God
slack.
damn. Everybody just looking at him like he's the crazy one, but you want to just give this man Alzheimer's because he 80. He ain't got no goddamn Alzheimer's.
No, he doesn't, because he's been taking out loans and not paying them back, and he's still been practicing law. And the only reason this all, because it was kept kind of hush hush in Beverly Hills, supposedly.
Black people can't get small business loans. What the fuck? You after people for PPP loans, but you ain't after this motherfucker who done stole burn big the money. Your priorities, America.
Dude, so basically she's the little canary who sung still. She doesn't even know it. So she's all on Housewives, right? She's flaunting all of her shit, talking about all of their money, which is stupid. Shut your fucking mouth.
as hell.
And then this only got out bad because he had gotten into business kind of with a lawyer in Chicago. And when that lawyer wasn't getting paid and his clients weren't getting their settlement money, he kind of started digging into some shit.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really going anywhere until Erica Jane filed for divorce. And they were all like, he was like, we got the whole team together and we like, this is not good. This is definitely probably some financial shit that she knows about and she's trying to get out before it gets bad.
Smart girl.
And this other, like, they have all these freaking entertainment writers and stuff, and they were like, we've heard a lot of rumors about why she was getting divorced, and they're like, can you tell us what the rumors are about? And they're like, oh, we cannot confirm or deny, but rumor has it was about financial stuff. And I'm like, so this bitch knew some shit was about to pop out.
Of course. And
She filed for
dipped.
divorce, and your little flag is why everyone else got set into motion.
Pretty much.
So
I
it
would
was
blame
very
her.
interesting.
Yeah, I would have left too. That's the same thing Teresa Giudice should have done.
She knew some shit was about. She was like, oh, you're not taking my 2 jets.
Yeah. And she's probably like, let's just do this settlement real quick so I can at least walk away with something and not have just nothing. And it's like, no, you're not going to get anything.
No, dude.
They're probably freezing his accounts.
He already filed for bankruptcy and they're liquidating everything. So,
And that means you got
but
to
as
sell
you should,
everything.
dude. How can you? It's so fucked up. You're a millionaire already.
What you mean? How can they take people's money? They took people's land. and went and stole people from Africa.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's in your DNA. That's why I keep telling people, certain things are just in your DNA. Your ancestors were trash. And instead of you taking people, you're just taking people's money. I mean,
Trash breeds trash.
it really does.
It's just, again, it's the level of, what's the word? Like,
piece of shitness.
it's the idea that you think
Kidding.
so highly of yourself that you can get away with these things. Like,
And how long he's been doing
sexual
it.
harassment, embezzlement, those kinds of things. Like, you're so comfortable being shitty.
Years of doing stuff like that.
Years of getting away with the shit that you are so you like keep escalating it.
Yeah.
It's that for me.
Because it's I keep telling you, it's the greed. It's just like in Set It Off, when the movie Set It Off with Queen Latifah and Jada Pinkett Smith,
It'll
Vivica Fox,
kill
and
you in
Kimberly
the
Elise.
end.
What happened was they had enough money. Queen Latifah got greedy, and she told TT, go back and get some more money. And she's like, bitch, I'm already done.
You always
She's
gotta
like,
be
I want
happy
some
with
more
what you got.
motherfucking money. And then because she took an extra 20 seconds, TT ass got shot.
Yep.
And they got caught by the police. See? Stop being greedy. It's just like spades. Put your card out, back off. Get your $2, back off.
Y'all
Don't
getting
keep
a
doing
lot
it.
of good lessons here today.
And I'm giving this out for free. This ain't even for charge right now. You know what I mean? Like, just stop being greedy.
I told my mom I was going to charge something to the game the other day.
Yeah.
She didn't know what that meant. I got real sad. I forget she's white sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Because it's your mom.
I know.
You don't see color.
Charge it to the game.
I honestly feel like parents really do not see color.
She definitely does not see color.
No.
That's why these conversations are so hard. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
I am black in the streets.
And
In the
she
streets out
forgets.
here. She's like,
She's like,
no.
oh, yeah.
You're my shining star.
Yeah.
You know
you're
what?
just my child.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but I'm your black child.
I'm
like,
your negress of a child. A little niglet.
please tell me she does not call you that.
She does
I pray to
not.
God she does not.
She, no.
Anything else you've been watching?
No, what about you?
Oh, so I watched two very good things. So for those of you who like apocalyptic
Only
movies like I do and shows, Black Summer that's on Netflix, they actually came back out with a season 2 on June the 17th, and it's been amazing thus
Black
far. I'm actually
Summer.
on episode 5 already, and that was just in a day. I'm trying not to binge it because now I'm gonna have to wait whole another year for season 3
What
if
the
they
fuck
even
is
get
Black
it.
Summer? Dude, okay, I
Black
think I
Summer
saw
is-
it pop up on my,
Black Summer is basically about, again, another virus that happens and it turns people into zombies.
Get a new type of show.
It's gonna happen. They know it's gonna happen. But the virus basically makes these zombies super fast, and the only way, of course, you can kill them is by shooting them in the brain or stabbing the brain.
Always.
Just basically just getting rid of
Couldn't
the brain.
have it any other way.
So this lady, it's about a bunch of different people that link up at some point in time, but they all don't know each other. They start off not knowing each other, but they're trying to run and survive.
Okay.
And so it's basically like another version of like Walking Dead, but they have very short stories about pairs of people and how they link to each other. So
Why is it
and they're
called
all-
Black Summer?
because it happened in the summertime when everything.
Is it black people?
No.
Uninterested.
I mean, well, there's some black people that are in it, yeah, and they actually have survived, which is very interesting.
Really? Well, it is
But,
2021. So
yeah, hopefully they're being
we've
progressive.
changed dynamics.
Also, I watched this movie called Oxygen. I think it's a German movie, but it's on Netflix. And basically, there's this doctor who there's this virus again that happens, but it's just killing people. People are not turning into zombies, and so she wakes up and she's stuck in this cryogenic pod, and she doesn't know how she got there. She doesn't know what hospital she's in, and it basically there's like this AI that's in the pod with her that's responsible for communicating with her, and he can do certain things. His name is Milo, and so
That's cute.
you know, Milo is like, oh well, you know, your number is 0247 or some crap like that. And she's like, well, how did I get in here? And he's like, I don't understand the question. So it's almost like a Siri kind of thing where he can only answer certain questions. And so she's like, open up the door. And he's like, well, I can't, you know, I have to follow protocol and I can't open this up, blah, blah, blah.
Can she
so,
see other people?
No. So she's
It's just her in a pod.
It's just her in a pod.
Oh fuck no! Is that
Yeah.
the whole movie? Is her in the pod?
Her in the pod,
Bitch,
absolutely.
no. Why-
So they
no.
give you little things of how she got in the pod, kind of what happens and stuff like that. But the whole movie, she's literally stuck in this fucking pod. But the kicker is that she's running out of oxygen. So her pod, something happened to her pod, or some way she ended up waking up, and she wasn't supposed to. And I won't give away why she wasn't supposed to. But anyway, she wakes up and she has 37% oxygen left.
Not enough.
And once she reaches down to, I think it's 15% of oxygen, there's this protocol of like palliative care that they basically just give you this needle and kill you. And she's like, oh shit. So she's trying to figure out how to get out. And she ends up, you know, being able to call the police and find out what's actually going on. They're like, well, tell us where you are. She's like, I don't fucking know. So it's just trying to get her out of the pod.
I am anxious.
Yeah.
That's a wine movie for me.
Yeah.
Woof. I don't know about all that.
Probably not. It might make you hallucinate because there's some hallucinations in there.
No. Okay, I'm not watching that.
No, but it was cool. It was cool.
Okay.
So if I ever get locked in a pod, God forbid.
Now you know what to do.
Well, the thing is, they would have to make an obese pod because some of the things that she was doing in there is only because she's skinny.
Berry pod.
A berry pod. Oxygen X.
Oh
XXL.
my gosh.
All right. What do we, you want to go, anything else we're watching or need to watch?
No.
We're going to hip the head.
Yeah, we're going to hip hoppity hey to the rehab corner.
Thank you.
A hip hop.
All right. So what are we talking about in the rehab corner today?
I want to talk about celebrating unpopular holidays in the workplace.
Ooh, spicy. I like it.
So I don't know if you know this, but it was Juneteenth.
Yeah.
I don't know if you celebrated Juneteenth at work.
No, I was actually at home in solidarity for my people.
So you were celebrating?
Yes.
Okay.
At home.
I was at work.
Oh, good
and
for
it was
you.
just a little lackluster for me. I
for
feel
you.
like we've really been showing up and showing out for Pride, right? LGBTQT plus, which like no shade. I just wanted,
Mafia.
yeah, the Alphabet Mafia. There was just nothing for Juneteenth. No fun stuff in the cafeteria. No okra and greens, which I
Black eyed peas,
anything fun
or rice.
No posters. We had a little bulletin board, informational in the office, but it's not like I want some fucking drums and African beats playing throughout the halls.
I would absolutely love that.
I would love it though. That would be really fun.
Definitely.
Some jollof in the cafeteria.
Yeah. Here's the thing about companies and representation, and I think this is why, again, we keep talking about inclusion and diversity. Pride specifically with LGBTQ plus community is a very big celebration, right? Because there are laws that are being passed. People have fought for years to do this stuff, right? And to be able to, legalize marriage and transgender laws and even in the military and all this good kind of stuff, right? The problem with that, and I won't say the problem, but the issue is that if you look at me and Alyssa, you don't know whether or not we're gay, lesbian, trans, asexual, intersexual. You don't know that by looking at us. You can assume, right? Especially if I'm a woman and I wear male clothes. You can assume that I'm transgender or whatever the case may be, or that I'm gay or whatever, but you don't know that for sure. For those of us who cannot take off our heritage, right? It is very important that companies acknowledge certain things. Ma'am, you're on camera, just doodling.
And that's on not being medicated.
Yes, you definitely didn't take your meds this morning.
Listening
but when it comes to certain things like that, I think it's very imperative to not only celebrate it, but to include those people who it affects and who it celebrates. Like I was having a conversation with one of our employees who happens to be gay. And when I was talking to her, I said, I'm definitely an ally to the LGBTQ plus community, but I will never stand on a soapbox and scream out all of this stuff about, and you guys need to be doing this and you guys need to be doing that. You know why? Because I'm not a member of that community. And so what I can do is be an ally how they invite me in to be an ally for them. And when you're an ally and you say you're an ally, you can't pick and choose what areas of allyship that you will participate in, right? And so I think that's where it even comes with a lot of the stuff that's going on with TikTok with white fragility, is that people are getting mad about, oh, how are you calling us colonizers and we're over here being allies for you? Listen, if one little word bothers you, what's the problem? Y'all been calling us the N-word for years.
There's that one.
That's what I'm saying. But my thing is, even with some of these companies, it is worthwhile, as like you even said in the beginning of this podcast, that even celebrating Juneteenth and making it a federal holiday is bringing awareness to a lot of these different companies too, and a lot of people. It's worthwhile to then celebrate the same people who are there, because the reality is that Juneteenth is not African history. It is American history. Like Juneteenth is not nobody in Africa celebrates Juneteenth. Okay, no. I'm quite sure, or they probably do
one
because
in America celebrates it either.
But that's except for the black people. But Juneteenth is not an African holiday, just like Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo is not recognized for the federal government because it's not a goddamn it's not American history. It's Mexican history. Americans have just appropriated it because it's a day to drink, and it's like, do you understand why they drink or why it is so celebrated? But I think companies definitely need to pay attention to the people that they serve, and how dismissive it can be when you don't celebrate those.
Yeah. Because we're ally my ass.
Well, the thing is too, I had a conversation with one of the managers at our job, and they were talking about celebrating Juneteenth specifically at our job, and she was giving me information and was like, yeah, I looked it up on Wikipedia and all that kind of stuff. And first of all, her doing her due diligence of looking it up first, because she was like, a lot of us didn't know what it was. Obviously, it doesn't affect you, so why would you? It's like a lot of people don't know what Cinco de Mayo means because you're not Mexican. So when she brought that to my attention, and she said that things that she wanted to do in the department, and I said to her, have you consulted with anybody Black, on the things that you all want to do? And she was like, well, yeah, I asked these 2 people, who are not in our department, or maybe I think one of them was in the department. But anyway, she was like, well, yeah, I asked 2 people, and they said that they thought it was a great idea. And I said, well, when it comes to celebrating groups of people, why not invite the people that you're celebrating in to teach you or to show you how they would, or to share with you how they would like to be celebrated? But I do think that it is a very disproportionate method that people have used to celebrate other groups of oppressed people like LGBTQ plus, the Native American culture. Because even like for Black History, I remember when we had it, and this was last year, not this year. Last year we walk into, and it could be because it was COVID, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. We walk in and there's nothing for Black History Month. It's just this little poster board, and they're just like, read about these motherfuckers. And we're just like, that's what you did for Black History Month?
It has to be that people are still uncomfortable acknowledging or celebrating a group of people that were marginalized, victimized, murdered, and thrown to the fucking side. That's why we don't do anything for Native Americans. Yeah. When is Native American Heritage Month? I know we have something, but when is it? I can't even tell you. I don't know.
I know Asian American History Month is in the month of May, only because 2 Asian women at my job who we are always going back and forth on stuff that thankfully HR is never around because we love to joke around. And that's the only reason why I know, because they both Googled it.
And guess what? We threw those people in internment camps because we were afraid of them.
Exactly. But now we celebrate them.
Yeah. And
give them an executive order.
This country is so afraid to address its wrongs that they don't know how to celebrate. That's why Pride is so big, because... And yes, gay people and trans people have been murdered and horrible things have happened. Yeah. But grand scheme, it was this group of marginalized people who have been fighting. Yeah. And to show that they were a bigger group of people than people assumed them to be, were celebrating, right? And making themselves known and big. And Pride has become this like very... eccentric, flamboyant thing to celebrate. It's almost like it's not even about the LGBTQ plus community. It's almost like how people appropriated Cinco de Mayo, and people are just celebrating and wearing rainbows and stuff just because, and not really understanding the gist behind it. Seems a lot easier to become a part of and become celebratory of. Like, oh, we're celebrating that people can be gay now, right? Would be like the base level thing. Then it is to be like, oh, we're acknowledging and celebrating the fact that Black people are now free and not enslaved, but it was really fucked up because they didn't know until 2.5 years later, and they're still not anywhere near where we want to be, but we're making strides. People are like, oh, okay. Yeah. It's a little harder, to digest. Yeah. So I don't think people know how to celebrate it, and I think Black people are tired of having to explain it, and I think there's a lot that I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, because I think too, you and I had this conversation, off air, that, even if somebody would have come to us like, hey, so what are your ideas about doing something for Juneteenth? We both would have been like, no, fuck you. No, I'm not giving you shit. I'm not giving, Google that shit,
Google
bitch.
It. I'm not teaching anybody
because
anything.
I think people have to understand, it is, first of all, it's incredibly exhausting being a person of color in corporate America, where you're underrepresented already. And then to then be asked to then help educate you on me when that's not my job. Like when I apply for the job, I researched the company. I researched things about it to prep, to make sure that I knew what I was getting into, to impress, or whatever the case may be, to be able to come to the table with conversation. And the same goes for even races of people. There are a lot of things that I don't know, that I'm not educated on about Mexican culture. And a lot of our coworkers who are Mexican or from Mexican descent, when I go up to them, I'm like, okay, well, I read this on Google, or I read this on this particular thing or whatever. Can you help explain to me why Mexicans don't like this or that, because I thought it was a great idea, but can you help educate me? And I think with this one particular coworker, you know, she's definitely done that. I think once she realized kind of her privilege in it as well too, because a lot of times she would be like, well, I thought this was a great idea, and then I remember she said she had a conversation with someone and she was like, oh my god, my white privilege was talking and I didn't even realize that. So stuff like that I'm totally okay with, because at least you're acknowledging it. But you know, I think even for these big name companies to be sending out all of these publications, you know, because even, you know, Amazon, you know, they put on, oh, we celebrate Juneteenth, we do all, because when you were telling me something about Amazon,
at one of the Amazon like distribution warehouses, they handed out some old Juneteenth shirts to everybody. They're like, we're celebrating. It wasn't even like from that warehouse, it was like overflow, and then they're like, we're gonna cater lunch for you, and this girl had opened her box lunch and it was like 2 pieces of fried chicken and cornbread, and she was like, what the, so tone deaf. Oh my
god, you couldn't even put no okra in there.
That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna do a themed lunch, maybe do something less fucking stereotypical, or just actually pertaining to, hey, these are foods that African American people popularized, brought over from that country, that, you know, this is
what they lived off of.
Watch High on the Hog, everyone. Just watch High on the Hog.
High on the Hog is an amazing documentary. But my thing is, even too, who were the people that were in these meeting rooms?
White people
coming up with these ideas.
Because what black person would be like, yeah, go ahead and put some fucking fried chicken and cornbread in that Juneteenth box. And if they said
it was probably sarcastic and they took it for real.
Or even like Food and Wine magazine posted on their Instagram page, you know, happy Juneteenth, da-da-da-da, here's this recipe for grilled watermelon, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, yo.
Grilled watermelon.
Can we just, like, there's so many things. You are Food and Wine magazine.
How about you just give a statement? We want to acknowledge Juneteenth, and for the people who celebrate it, we celebrate it for you, and we're appreciative, and we're happy and grateful that you all got a holiday to represent you.
How about
grilled fucking watermelon?
Here are traditional African American dishes that are, you know, fucking integral to their culture, and here's recipes for them.
Yeah.
Here's some black chefs we're highlighting. Here's some black restaurants we're highlighting. I don't know. There's so many ways to do it. And I just get upset because I'm like, listen, Juneteenth wise, when someone asks me about it, I can't make you care about it.
Yeah.
If you really wanted to know about it, you would come at me saying, oh, I thought it's this, this, and this. Right. Oh, are you doing anything for this? Oh, how are you celebrating this? Not, what should we do? What is this? Well, no, I'm not doing that. It's not my job.
Yeah, but I would be more receptive if you did come and say, hey, we want to celebrate Juneteenth. Bitch, you're black. Okay. How can here's our ideas. What do you think about this? Like, we want to brainstorm with you, so that way we want to make sure that we are not offensive
and not putting it all on us.
Exactly. That's even like what Gucci did, that whole thing with the red lips or whatever, and the hoodie thing, and they're just like, we are so sorry. No, bitch, you did this shit on purpose. Like, come on now, it's 2020, and you mean to tell me that you don't realize that black people being called fucking monkeys was a big issue and still is a fucking big issue? Like, stop. Especially when our lips don't even look like that. Let's be very clear.
And especially when people are now paying for their fucking lips to look like that.
Thank you. Dude. But it's just, I think a lot of companies, you know, even recently, because even I got emails from like Old Navy and Gap, and even Target has been selling Juneteenth paraphernalia and stuff. And a lot of these companies are sending out these blanket statements saying, oh, happy Juneteenth. We understand.
Because they're so afraid to get backlash.
Yeah, we're pledging to donate this money to this company and this black-owned blah, blah, blah. But then you keep known racists on payroll.
Mm-hmm.
So how you going to celebrate Juneteenth, and you going to celebrate a group of people marginalized, but you got racists still on your payroll?
You know what? Every Juneteenth, I want companies to give me a list of the racist people they're dealing with and who fired, and the racist shit they said. That's what I want. Thank you. That's how I'd like to celebrate.
And it needs to be
publish.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would love for my work to send out an email like, hey, this racist ass white person is who we're highlighting this year. What's a white name? Bob has been fired because he said this racial slur, this inappropriate thing, was passive aggressive about this, and to Bob we said goodbye, thank you for celebrating your 30 years.
We told Bob, fuck you, Bob.
Happy Juneteenth, everybody. And I'd be like,
that's a thing I would love to see. I would absolutely love to see. Just like my patient, like, it's my heritage. Bitch, your heritage are losers. They fucking lost.
You didn't even win.
You literally did not win, and you're waving a loser flag around. But congratulations, I guess. Yeah, I think companies at large just need to be very careful and understanding. And I know even too people, you know, there are some people that may say, well, if we celebrate them, then we got to celebrate everything else.
No,
but here's the thing. You're not celebrating everything else. You're celebrating American history, and American history is very dark.
also,
It just is.
you should celebrate the people your company represents. If you
Yes.
have black people who work for and or buy things from your company, celebrate black people.
Exactly.
If you have Asian, Indian, or sorry, Native American, Pacific Islander,
Right.
celebrate those people.
Asian Indian
There you go.
or
Thank
Indian
you.
Asian. It
Yeah.
can go both ways. Yeah. But you know, I definitely do agree. Like you can't give a blank statement from your company saying, yes, we support this, we support that, and then you still oppress people. You don't allow them to move up in leadership. You don't bring them to the table to make decisions. You don't put them in executive roles. So your blanket statement really means nothing. And the reality is, honestly, we could talk about this all day. These fucking white people are not going to change. We are not going to get anything.
We're in the boardroom.
Even if you are in the
And
board,
we
they're going
feel-
to look at you like, listen here, Shaniqua, this is how we not do it. We're not going to do this like this.
No, we have to be in the room in equal numbers to where everyone feels comfortable enough to
Now, see,
speak
you
up
done-
and
wait.
say something.
Pause. You done said something right there. Need to be in the boardroom in equal numbers.
Yes.
Now that'll preach. That'll preach it.
You have to be, because numbers give you power, right?
Absolutely.
And you have to be comfortable enough to say something like, this is tone deaf, this is out of pocket, this is not going to go
Absolutely.
over well, this is not how we're going to do this, and know that there's people in the room, even if they don't agree with you, that they at least look like you,
Yeah.
sound like you, and are on your side in some
Absolutely.
way.
Because even, I mean, I think a lot of companies, I mean, even for our hospital, I'm appreciative for our hospital doing what they did for Pride Month. Like, you know, we walk into the cafeteria and there's rainbow pins and rainbow cupcakes.
Everyone was
and
wearing rainbow masks.
Yeah. And it was just, they gave out rainbow popcorn. I mean, they literally solidified that, hey, we are allies to the LGBTQ plus community, and especially it being attached to a church, so to speak, but still the fact that you all acknowledge this group of people.
Yeah.
Now let's just continue that and set the precedence and have the same standard across the
Yeah.
board for everything that is American history.
True. That's what it should be.
No matter how dark it is, it's still American history, and you have a
yeah.
group of people that it represents.
And you can start by making your employees reflect demographically
yes,
what your city looks like.
absolutely.
Thank you and good night.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. So yeah, companies just be a little bit more, not a little bit, a lot of bit more conscientious about and purposeful about who you are putting in positions of leadership. Because you can't keep doing racist ass shit and then coming back and, oh, we apologize, because you're gonna be like Coca-Cola and miss out on $4 billion.
Yeah, and nothing will ever change, because if you have these people in positions of power, right, who
Yeah.
are ignorant to the things they're doing because they don't take the time to educate themselves, nothing will ever change, and they'll never think they're doing anything wrong, because
Yeah.
I didn't call you an N-word. I didn't tell you you were being lazy and black.
I just called you loud.
I just called
and
you loud and
aggressive.
aggressive. I just, you know.
And that's racist. Stop calling black
I just
women in the
asked
workplace
you to
loud and
change your
aggressive.
hair because someone else asked about it. I just did
Yeah.
this. So for all the CEOs listening to this podcast,
Yes.
just hire us on as consultants.
Pretty
we'll take
much.
care of it all. I look great in a power suit.
I mean, I'm gonna wear Chucks with my power suit or Birkenstocks.
I may
Kidding.
sexually harass someone in the workplace, but it'll be equal.
And it'll be consensual.
Thank you.
That'll be the biggest thing. But yeah, I definitely do agree. And so hopefully these companies are learning, you know, the thing is, it is changing a whole mindset of people. It takes time and it takes a lot of work, but you have to do your due diligence. And this is why it makes it much easier when, like you said, you have representation of the people, and not just one token black, not one token Hispanic, not one token Asian. It has to be equal in numbers, just like you said.
So you can all feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And you don't, you know, I don't know. It's one of those things.
That's like even like in certain spaces, like I'm not gonna lie, I say this all the time on the podcast. I remember when I first moved here to Texas, and Texas, obviously, you know, there's a mixture of everything. I think it's obviously mostly Hispanic, right, in the state of Texas, because Texas was Mexico.
Proximity to the border.
Well, it's not even the border. Texas was Mexico before, again, people stole land.
The
So-
Louisiana Purchase.
well, you know, there's a lot to say about that. But I lost my train of thought. What was I saying?
Black people.
Yeah, there's so much I can
Texas.
say.
Hispanics. You moved here. No blacks.
Oh yes, when I moved here, there was I'm very conscientious about moving and thought and bopping in places where people look like me, where I feel safe. So when I first got here, I went to John Hagee's church. And when I walked in there, I was like, I literally walked out in 5 minutes. I was like, I don't see a single black. Can't do it. Not to say that they don't go there. I'm not saying that they don't go there. I'm not saying that he doesn't have black members. Maybe they come to the 11 o'clock service. I don't know. I just went to the early 8 o'clock in the morning service, and I didn't see not one person of color that looked like me, and I walked my ass right on up out of there. And I can understand how it can feel for even Hispanics who go into certain areas and they don't see themselves, or white people who go into black churches and don't see themselves, or Asian people who go into different spaces and they don't see themselves. It can be it could take you back, even for the medical field. When you walk around and you don't see doctors who reflect you, it makes you question the medical field altogether, and you don't feel safe. And you're like, well, I want a second opinion. But I think even too, with our hospital being very diverse in the amount of and the type of clinicians that we have. I mean, we have African physicians, we have African American, we have Asian, Indian, Native American, we have, I said Asian, right? Hispanic, Russian. I mean, we got I think there's
a lot of accents up in the hospital.
We absolutely do. And I think that that's wonderful, because even too, I remember there was one of our hospitalists, she came in and she's Russian. And there was a patient that only spoke Russian, and she literally was able to help the staff make this patient feel comfortable, because the patient, she was an older lady, and to hear somebody speak your native tongue, it makes you feel more comfortable.
Especially because this town is military, so we have so many people here from other countries.
Absolutely. So
that's why people always try to talk about San Antonio. I'm like, this is not a normal place. First of all, our population is like 90% Hispanic. We're all military, so it's a different vibe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Very different.
The city's weird.
Yeah, and I think because it is so heavily Hispanic, there are groups of people who feel like they are the minority, and you are. You're welcome.
When I moved to Austin, I was like, this shit is too white. I gotta go back south.
Listen, when I came here, and I was like, because I came here from Atlanta. I'm from Fort Lauderdale, but I came here from Atlanta, and I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so sick of black people. And when I came here, I was like, where are all the black people?
They're hiding. They hide in pockets.
I didn't want you to get rid of them that much, Lord. Oh, I feel so
different kind of brown down here.
I mean, you're going to the HEB and you don't see nobody to look. You're like, am I the only black person in here? I'm leaving. You've done it there, buddy.
It must be crazy coming from Atlanta to this, because I've only known this really, and I'll leave and come back.
Yeah.
But switching it from the other way is probably wild.
It is. I mean, the Hispanics I'm used to, because I'm used to the Caribbean and Latinas. And
but
so
the lack of black people, you're probably not used to.
No, definitely not. That's not. And two, I went to a black college, like for undergrad and graduate school.
And even, I feel like most of the black people I see here, which could also just be my part of town, but it's a lot of military. So it's like black men with white wives, black men with Hispanic wives.
Yes.
There's not a lot of
it's very
black
interracial.
Families. Yeah.
And people are like, oh, where are all the black people? And I'm like, they're like, oh, on the south side. And they're like, don't go to the south side though. I'm like, but that's where my people at. What you mean? And so of course I go to the south side and I see a bunch of Hispanics and I'm like, where the black people at? I'm like, this ain't the hood. I don't really consider this the hood, but okay. Wow, this seems like a nice neighborhood. Yeah. But yeah. So all of that to say, people need to expand your boardrooms to people in numbers that reflect the people that work for you, number one, and also to the people that you serve in the community. They want to see themselves represented. So
period poo.
Anything else we need to talk about?
That's it. Everyone just go manifest something good. I've been watching a lot of manifestation TikTok. Have I implemented in my life? No, but
I did the other day. I wrote down some stuff.
You?
I did.
I used to manifest when I meditated. I haven't been meditating either.
Oh, I've had to meditate a lot.
I've been stressed.
I've had to
and then I take my meds in the morning, and then I can't meditate because my brain's...
Does your brain do that?
Yeah. But yeah, everyone just have a good week. Protect yourself.
It's going to be a great week. It's going to be a great week on purpose. And again, to those fathers out there, happy Father's Day to y'all. Continue to do what you do.
For all the active fathers.
Yes.
Actively doing daddy shit. And all the zaddies. I'll give you that.
And the zaddies. Well, yeah, they're giving money.
Anyone financially responsible for a
Sugar
child
daddies.
with a penis, happy Father's Day.
Oh, okay. Well, they're going to get you in the comments. Well, person who has genderless, anyway.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
This is for all the people
birthing person.
Hey, listen, if you call yourself a dad or a father and you feel like a dad or a father,
carriers.
happy Father's Day to you.
Absolutely. And women, don't take this holiday away from like your deadbeat people. Like if they're deadbeat, just let them be deadbeats. Just be thankful for your father. That's it. Just don't tear them down. Mm-hmm. They already only getting socks and drawers. Just don't. Yeah, it's Father's Day. Father's with an F, with 2 F's. Father's Day.
Amen to that.
Yeah. All right, y'all.
We out ya.
We out. Peace.
Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of The Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at The Face Off Pod. Be sure to tune in to The Face Off every Tuesday where new episodes are released.